Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Shonda Brown. I'm the CEO of Circles Indonesia, and I am thrilled to be here in Berlin today to talk to you about what we're doing in Circles Indonesia in Bali, where I'm based, to provide a universal basic income on the blockchain to all Balinese and beyond to help meet basic needs. So I think a lot of us here are familiar with what Circles is. But Circles is an application built on the Gnosis chain that aims to distribute a fair global resource called Circles based on the principle of universal basic income, UBI, that circulate through mutual trust. So what does that actually mean? What we found in Indonesia was that there was an abundance of resources, but there was a scarce and a lack of being able to meet those resources because of a lack of rupiah. Rupiah is the fiat Indonesian government currency. So if we were able to determine a way to exchange those resources based on a fair global resource, such as Circles, that every individual could be able to meet their basic needs on a daily basis. So what could that solution be? What we found is that if we had a community-driven initiative, so for the people, by the people, implemented in a proper way so that there's ownership and people actually buy into what that value is, that we could help meet those needs. So we're currently experimenting this whole process in Bali right now with Circles by providing 1 circle per hour, that's 24 circles per day, to each participant to help them meet their daily needs and really improve livelihood opportunities. So what we really believe is that as a complementary cashless solution, Circles can really advance humanity into this era that we all want to see of mutual support, abundance, and sustainable growth. So why UBI on the blockchain? So UBI has had a resurgence in really redistributing that wealth. We saw that during the pandemic with the stimulus checks, and as you all very well know, AI is creating job disparity and income loss for a countless number of people. It's no coincidence that ChatGPT's creator, Sam Altman, has also created WorldCoin, which is poised to distribute UBI on the blockchain. And also blockchain is just really an incredible tech solution that we really believe can have a convergence for all of these points to position UBI on the blockchain, such as Circles, as more relevant and important than ever. So that's why Circles aims to put wealth in the hands of those who need it most by using this transparent, decentralized, and community trust-based system. But what really matters are these people that you see here in these pictures. This is the community that we're serving. We really want to see this for the people, by the people. So why Bali? Why did we choose this little island in Indonesia to test this theory out? First of all, there's a social structure in Bali called the Banjar. And the Banjar is basically a neighborhood. It's a collection of 50 to 250 family leaders that form the lowest form of government. And so this is where a lot of government decisions are actually made on that localized level. And there's this financial system of debt that synergizes very well with this decentralized trust system that we have of Circles. We also wanted to prove the concept in developing countries and remove the barriers to mass adoption for these target market of micro-entrepreneurs. And I'll tell you later about our total addressable market of 500 million that we're looking to remove those barriers for, to have this easily accessible and really help meet those basic needs. We also chose a location such as Bali where UBI can have an extreme life-altering impact to really empower people. So one example of that is how we decided to value 1 Circles point. So again, you receive 1 circle per hour, and we valued that at 1 banana. So something very, very understandable for individuals to comprehend in their daily lives. So 1 banana is the equivalent of 1,000 rupiah. And rupiah is that fiat currency for Indonesia. So 24 circles daily is equivalent to 24,000 rupiah, or about 1.5 euros. So this is 27% of minimum wage in Bali. So just imagine this. You are a Balinese citizen living at the poverty line, and you have 27% of disposable income that you are earning, that can make a huge difference in your life. Another aspect is that we have an incredible team that is very experienced in Bali. Not only our impact team that is doing the implementation, but also our Gnosis partners. Nogi, shout out to you. But we really have primed that social capital for adoption. And here they are. Here's our team. This is actually our team in the black shirts that you can see here. This is our first product testing event that we had during our initial beta launch in May, and they're just incredible humans. So first of all, there's Alam Santi. They're our implementation partners who have been able to help expedite this initiative light years ahead. Like, there's no way that we would be able to do this by walking into a village and saying, try this blockchain technology that you've never heard about in this isolated village that's very remote. So we've built relationships over decades through these partners to be able to go in and be able to offer Circles UBI and actually have it be adopted into these environments. So we partner with organizations such as Kalamanjari and Kembali Berdaya, who are our outreach teams. So how the implementation works is really we have outreach team officers that go out to the villages, have gotten all the approvals through the government systems, up from the Banjar, up through the desa and village level, and be able to have field officers who they recruit who are local Circles champions who represent this and are that local point of contact for any questions, onboarding, how to deal with technology, and they're just incredible. So those are a lot of the individuals doing the circle sign here in the fields. Let's see. Most importantly, we have our Gnosis partners. So I want to give a shout out again to our Noki team that's here. This is Circles and Gnosis, Noki. So they're developing all of our tech, and they have funded this product testing through the Gnosis DAO. One big partnership that we have is the Indo-Big Network and the UBI Labs. So that's the Indonesia Basic Income Group Network. This are our government partners as well. They're associated. We align our values and our mission with the Indonesian government. And this has been able to help us get the research permits to operate in Bali and be able to provide universal basic income without threatening the Indonesian rupiah. So part of the legal landscape that we have in Bali is that it is illegal to buy goods and services with anything else other than the Indonesian rupiah. So we are not considered a crypto. It's a Circles point that we're using to supplement the daily income of individuals. So we've been able to work some magic with aligning those goals and with these partnerships, which give us credibility. We also work with Memory, which has helped us with our governance system. So it's democratically based and very transparent. One thing that I want to clarify is the two separate entities that are working on Circles. So we have the Circles Co-op that is based in Berlin that's running the flagship pilot. That's how I first heard about Circles in 2020 through the amazing work that they're doing. Their website is circles.coop and their product is circles.garden. So very separate markets that we're serving, very different approaches, different product and app completely. But today we're talking about Circles Indonesia, and we are testing that product and concept in Bali with no subsidy program. Our aim and intention is to be able to have sustainable transactions that can grow organically without the constant need of being able to subsidize any sort of payments. We also have the vision to be a coordination hub for the global expansion in developing countries. And we're doing that by all the extensive research that we're doing, tracking all this information and having these documents and handbooks for individuals to start their own global Circles hub. Highly suggest checking out our website, CirclesUBI.id, tons of information on there, all of our past research, all of the stories from the field, which I want to share some with you about. And our product is app/CirclesUBI.id. And here is our beautiful beta web app that we're using in the field currently to our 1,500 participants in our research beta pilot. So when you come to the landing page, you have this beautiful photo of this Balinese woman who's asking you to support your community through universal basic income. You go to your profile, very easy, pulls up a QR code, you scan that, and you're able to trust and exchange circles with one another. You can see on the right here, there's your balance, where you get 24 circles per day, and on the right, you see the marketplace, which is a key aspect for people to be able to understand how they can spend their circles across Bali. So there's a geolocation service that says exactly where, like, I want to find a dentist. I'm based in Denpasar. Where's the closest dentist that I can use circles to meet my basic needs? Then you physically go to that location, ensure that that's a person by trusting them, and you're able to exchange circles. So we kept it pretty basic, pretty easy for individuals to use, and pretty easy to replicate, not only in Bali and across Indonesia, but across the world in all these developing companies. So this I'm very excited about. This has been a work of art to be able to create these real-time reports and be able to get information from the field so we can adapt and be able to implement in a more effective way. So as you can see from the map of Bali, there are 3 main areas that we're testing circles in right now. One is a rural area in Jemberana, very remote, takes 4 hours to get to from any other city that we're based in Ubud. So wanted to see what that environment is like. We had 97% approval rating before we went in there, so it's pretty cool to see that it's actually working in these areas. We also tested in Denpasar, which is a very urban area, and then a semi-urban area. You can see from the user growth that this is just incredible that we've been able to onboard so many people in such a short period of time. We did have some tech issues, as you can see from the graph going down of the days that we were working out the bugs. But I just want to give a shout out again that we're much more stable now, being able to implement a technology such as blockchain in Bali, and it's being adopted by these communities. I think this is the key to what we're seeing in the initial success in this pilot so far, and it's the healthy ecosystem that we've created for continuous exchanges. So users have created shops in various basic needs categories. So we did a lot of research in 2021 to be able to understand what people want, collaborated with them to understand what is needed and where can they spend their circles to really help meet the basic needs. So we, as you can see from this graph, about 25% of that is food and beverage. There's also utilities, grocery shops, ceremony supplies are a big expense in Bali, tools and equipment, garden and farm products, laundry, education, transportation, construction services, health services, and salon and barbers. So the most exciting aspect of this is that we're really seeing this healthy exchange and dynamic because 97% of participants who are receiving their basic income are also vendors that are listing their goods and services in exchange for circles. So we have about 1.5 thousand shops in just 10 weeks after launching this app. You can see the marketplace where some of these are listed. They create their shop. You have images. You can contact that person. And it's actually working. So these graphs, I just want to give a round of applause also to our teams. Can we do this? Can I get some applause here? This is really, really cool to see these kind of graphs. This is exactly what we want to be seeing in this experiment to see how this actually works in the field. So we've had 750,000 Circles points exchanged already. After just 10 weeks of being able to onboard, go through getting the tech set up properly in these communities, and we're seeing the graphs go exactly what we want to. The top one is the daily exchanges that we're seeing, and the bottom is the weekly active users. So we want to see these sustained transactions, and we're seeing that. So I can tell you all about the impact that it's making in Bali, but I think it's best to hear this from Ilu, one of our users in Denpasar. So let's go ahead and play the music. Can we turn the volume up a little bit, please? I want you to hear the gamelan music so you can actually understand and see what this is like in Bali. This is very different than the communities in Berlin that you're involved with. So Ilu was asked what the benefits are that she's seeing from Circles, and she's based in Denpasar. This is her home in her Banjar. So she's saying that exchanging Circles points for the things that she really needs helps her and her children to be able to meet their daily needs. She said the biggest benefit is that it's so easy to use. They can get all the things they want in the marketplace for Circles. For example, she got ceremonial needs for Galangan holiday. Galangan is like Christmas. It's a 2-week holiday, biggest holiday in Bali, and a huge expense is the ceremonial supplies that are required by your Banjar to participate in this community. Her biggest suggestion is to continue exchanging Circles to build your trust network so that you can use the network of friends to exchange these points to make your life much easier. She says it's very exciting and she wants to do more exchanges and get more points. So that's a little snapshot into what life is like in Bali. Check out our website if you want to see more. We have a 10-minute video on our homepage, which specifically goes into the different regions, goes into the shops, and shows what people want and what life is like with using Circles there. Our vision going forward. So right now, our main goal is to be able to show these sustained transactions and really how Circles works in communities in places like Bali so it can be easily replicable and have that mass adoption that we're looking for. So once we do this in our current pilot plan, our plan is to expand to new areas of Indonesia. From our research, we found that it is one of the world's most ripe regions for the use of Circles. And so with that, we're going to build a global network of community organizers through the Global Grant Strategy Program. So this is what we're launching at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year to empower Circles hubs around the world. We have 2 main targets with that. The first one is micro-entrepreneurs, that just like you saw with Ilu. So Ilu is running a business out of her home and a small warung. So these micro-entrepreneurs in the top 22 developing countries have a total addressable market of 366 million. People facing job disparity, particularly from AI, also have a total addressable market of 177 million. So there's a big goal for us, and we have an incredible team to make this happen. So in order to do that, we do need to get the tech to a place where it is extremely easy to use, adapt, and be able to expand. So our next goal is to be able to develop and launch a native Circles app. There's so much that I can discuss about what that implementation strategy is, but just to give you a timeline of how we've operated in Bali, we started that research in June of 21. So we spent a good 6 months of doing this market research, understanding these communities' needs. And in June 22, that's when we partnered with the Gnosis team, Noki, to do the product design and development. We got funding in April of this year from the Gnosis DAO to do the product testing that we're currently doing. So in May, we did that product test that you saw the beautiful picture of everyone doing the circle sign. So we've done some product fixes there, bug fixes, and really gotten that technology ready to where it is now with our field testing and market activation. And so in December, we'll produce our annual report of the research findings. You can find all of this on our website, and we're looking forward to scaling and going global. So I would like to invite you to join the Circles movement. You can contact me at shonda@CirclesUBI.org. You can also go onto our website and have any contact there. So sign up and receive our monthly newsletter. This is where we produce stories from the field. Last month I shared about one of the women. We did a contest on a Facebook group about what are the most impactful stories that you have about your use of Circles. And this little girl collected her entire community and had her send them all of her Circles so she could gain enough Circles to buy her mom a cell phone for her birthday. And so her mom, this family is below the poverty line, and so the ability for her to do a gift like this for her mom, it's so meaningful to me. That's what really matters. So get more stories like that in our newsletter. If you are coming to Bali, please reach out. We'll hook you up with a Circles account. Right now, it's invite only, so invite links, and we also allow vendors to invite their own individuals, so we have that organic growth going too. If you want to start a Circles hub in your area, let's chat. I'll be around for the rest of the week, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shauna. We have around 3 minutes for questions.
Hello, great presentation.
Thank you.
A quick question. How do you plan to sort of scale the funding to support more and more places for being able to open circles and show UBI?
Great question. So we have done a lot of A/B testing throughout the different stimulus activities that we've done and really tried to reduce costs for these Circles hubs that we're planning on expanding. So right now we're working with the Gnosis DAO, and we're putting a new proposal together in November that we would like to have approved for that expansion project. And we are looking to reduce those costs significantly for those other markets, since we'll have already developed the best strategies that we found for implementing and engaging these communities as well.
Thank you for the presentation. Technically, this is all running on XDAI, right? So
yes.
If I, with my Circles Garden wallet, trust somebody with a Circle Indonesia wallet, would that work or not?
Right now, the back end is compatible, but there are some differences where you're not showing up as the same contact if you were able to engage with that Bali community. But if you came to Bali, you would be able to exchange your circles in Bali as well, and that valuation for that one circle for one banana.
Thank you very much for the great presentation and also for answering that question. I had the same, but I have another one with regards to how you are able to onboard shop owners and micro entrepreneurs. Maybe you can share a little bit about the strategy you implemented.
How you can reward.
No, how you onboarded.
How onboard.
Yes, you showed that almost, I think 97% also offers services and products in Circles.
Yeah, I think this is the key to why we're seeing more sustained growth in Bali, is that we are rewarding the vendors. So one of the simple things that we're doing is offering little perks, like as a vendor, if you sign up and create that shop on the marketplace, you're able to invite other people to receive a basic income too. And so the whole intention is, if you're a vendor and someone comes to buy your shop, you want to allow them to be able to use Circles to buy those goods and services. And so it is a big perk to be able to invite the rest of your friends and family to join and receive a basic income. So that's one of the aspects, but we've also relied heavily on our field officers and our outreach teams to be able to understand who was being selected for this 1,500 person pilot and say, okay, we need to have individuals in each of these categories to ensure that basic needs can be met and you can spend your circles no matter where you are. And so these individuals were selected because they were able to offer shops in these different categories, and then that has grown organically where they've chosen individuals to be invited as well. And so that's why we've seen such growth outside of those main clusters of those 3 areas that's organic and now all around Bali.
Thank you very much.
It's beautiful to actually see it working, so thank you very much.